Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Hannah Wallace and today we're at SAP FSI Forum, and joining me is Moritz Zimmermann from SAP Hybris, and we're talking about machine learning. Moritz, thank you very much for joining me today.
Pleasure to be here, Hannah.
In what areas do you see the most potential for banks leveraging machine learning?
Yeah, so a good rule of thumb is always to look for areas where you have lots of data that you can easily classify. So from our experience, there's a number of areas. One is certainly on the whole piece of wherever there's customer engagement happening. So whether that's service bots, chat bots, services deflection, sales channels through chat, that's certainly a big area. But then also where you can actually access a lot of data, let's say for mortgage approvals or other areas, where you have a lot of data pool that you can draw on and then classify and then train machine learning on top of it. That's typically the areas that are most successfully leveraging machine learning.
How far have banks progressed with machine learning, and what are the barriers for future adoption?
Well, it's literally still day one, if at all. Most of the applications that we see are in the piloting stage right now. There's big plans, but that's the right way to do it. Start with a minimal viable product, see if it works, and then scale it out. As it comes to barriers, there's a number of those. Number one, certainly the talent pool is very scarce. You have big Silicon Valley companies, Google, Apple, and others that are literally hunting away the talent, right off of the university with huge entry salaries that even make what you can earn in financial services look pale in comparison. That's certainly number one, incredibly hard to get the talent. And number two, certainly also regulation. Banks sit on an awful lot of data, which is great when you think about machine learning, but then regulators don't necessarily allow them to leverage that. They have to treat it separately with Chinese walls, so it's not always easy to find ways to still generate some benefits out of that then still.
From a technology standpoint, what are the building blocks banks need and how available are they?
So, the basic infrastructure around machine learning is probably these days pretty widely available. You can go to any of the public cloud providers, you can go to companies like SAP, and you get an infrastructure that's really working around machine learning. What is really important as a building block number two, what I said before, is the people. So building up the right talent pool of data scientists that are familiar with how to massage the data, that are familiar with the algorithms, that's, I think, very important. And then I think the third major building block is also around the data, finding the right areas, getting legal access to the data. So having the data doesn't really mean that you can that you can use it right away, so making sure you get permission to do that. I think those are the three building blocks, and from there on, apply a methodology of iteration, trying out small pilots, seeing if they work, and if they do, then scale them out.
Moritz, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.